Hi team, welcome to Pain, Pacing and Goldilocks. This video is about the pain management strategy of pacing and how to apply the Goldilocks principle when it comes to activity pattern management. Any questions, just give your local TBI health clinic a call. So we're going to look at the Goldilocks principle and pacing in regards to improving walking tolerance, which is a really common goal for someone who finds walking for distance or time difficult. And first up is Mrs. B. Apologies straight away for how Mrs. B looks. My Microsoft Paint skills have deteriorated and Mrs. B does look very scary. Mrs. B is a real go-getter. She is of the opinion that no pain is no gain, and she's very driven to improve her ability to walk. So we're going to illustrate how Mrs. B tackles her walking through a graph. On the left we're going to have capacity, and on the right we have time. The time length being 2 days currently. So Mrs. B goes for a 30-minute walk. She finds it getting tough at about halfway, but pushes herself to get back in the same time that she took to get there. The total cost of this being that Mrs. B took another full day to recover from the increase in her pain symptoms, and she was unable to walk again the next day. This means that Mrs. B's load was too high and her recovery too long. Mrs. B just did too much. Next up, we have Mr. U, and I'm sure you're all excited for this photo. Jeepers, very, very scary. So Mr. U is not confident in his walking. He finds the increase in his pain symptoms is distressing, and he gets easily frustrated at his current capacity level. So we're going to use the same graph with capacity on the left and time on the right, and we can see with Mr. U that he walked for about 5 minutes. But as his symptoms increased and he became a bit distressed, he turned back home and rested, recovering back to his baseline level of pain within a few minutes. Tomorrow will be easier, he said, and so he walked again the next day with the same outcome. Mr. U's problem is that the load is too little, and it never encourages his pain system to change or adapt to the load that he's putting it through. Next up is Miss G. I'm not sure if the drawing's getting any better. Mildly better. Miss G is confident in her ability to pace her activities. She understands the concept of the Goldilocks principle and can apply that to her activities. We're going to use the same graph again, looking at capacity on the left and time on the right, and we can see that Miss G walks for 10 minutes. She takes a 5-minute break and then walks back home for another 10 minutes. Her pain levels do increase a little bit, as she knew it would, but she didn't push too hard and she recovers by the next day. She's confident that she's paced it right, and she knows that tomorrow she'll be able to do it again. Miss G gets the load and recovery just right. She is able to give the pain system the right stimulus and recover to do just a little bit more the next day. In summary, we want to pace just like Goldilocks. It is difficult at first due to being frustrated at your pain symptoms and other outside influences, but as you build confidence and see those small gains, it becomes easier, and it becomes a normal way for you to approach your daily tasks, your daily activities, work, sport, and eventually life. Thanks for listening.